Who do our children have to look up to? And when they get older, what's going to be available for them to do? I said, who do our children have to look up to, and when they get older, what's going to be available for them to do? I'm talking about way back in the day when we used to send our kids to college to get degrees, not so that they can get good jobs, but we sent our college to get degrees so they can have their own businesses. I'm talking about businesses. I'm talking about us having our own businesses. I'm talking about way back in the day. Way back in the day when you used to be able to say, go outside and have a good time and just come in before the street lights come on. If you get thirsty, go ahead and drink out of the faucet. But now they tell us if our kids drink out of the faucet, they might die. We can't reply to that type of thing. And remember, you used to tell your kids, go ahead and play and just come in later when dinner time is ready and they can come on in and have dinner, but stay outside until then, and they knock on that screen door telling you how good of a time they're having. Well, it ain't like that no more, because we got to watch our kids with every eye we got, including the neighbors, because it ain't safe out there no more. I'm talking about way back in the day. I'm talking about way back in the day when we used to go to the parks. Yeah, we used to go to the parks and we used to drive around before they started giving us impeding traffic tickets. So we took it another way, but they said we couldn't stay. And now we're no longer driving around having a good time, because the impeding traffic tickets have gone to more. So now our kids are in juvenile hall, and our men are on the avenue trying to be players and pimps. I said trying to be players and pimps. I'm talking about way back in the day when we used to watch the greatest heavyweight of all time on TV, ABC Wide World of Sports, introduced by Howard Cosell. I'm talking about the greatest heavyweight of all time. I'm talking about Muhammad Ali, when TV was free. But now it's pay-per-view, and we can't afford to pay to view. So instead of watching fights, we're fighting ourselves. But it ain't like the old days when you bump shoulders for 30 minutes and brag and then go home. Now, somebody calls the other one a punk, and the other one runs to the trunk and pop, pop, pop. This has got to stop, or else the dream of Dr. Martin Luther King will soon become a nightmare. Open your eyes, it's right there. My daddy used to tell me to go out in the backyard and practice real hard so I could become the next superstar. But now, daddies ain't home, daddies ain't in the home, and daddies ain't coming home. So our boys are out in the bathroom pumping steroids, trying to become the next athlete. We got our boys walking around with baggy pants, trying to be the next Eminem and Dre and Jay-Z and 50 Cent. That don't make no sense because the rap sales have dropped 33%. Now, girls walking around half naked, trying to be the next video vixen. This is something we got to fix in. We got to do it quick, because we can't depend on Angelina Jolie to adopt all of our babies. See, our kids don't know anything about the old school days. I said our kids don't know anything about the old school days when you would go outside and play, and if you messed up out there, the neighbor could whoop you, and then they'd send you home, and then mama would whoop you, and when daddy came home, you got another whooping on top of that. See, these kids don't understand the philosophies of our life. These kids don't understand that 50% of our kids are dropping out of high school and they think that's real cool, sagging and bragging. These kids are on the internet, ain't got their lives set, but they can tell you how to Facebook, and they can tell you how to Instagram, and they can tell you how to do all that MySpace and all the other stuff that's still there. And yes, some of our kids still MySpace, and they do it because you don't think there's no MySpace, so they can do it and not see your face. These kids don't even know. These kids don't even know that only 22% of African-American men, 18% of African-American men are getting their college degrees. And on Sundays, we're no longer on our knees praying to God because the school system says that God is odd. So I ask you again, who do our children have to look up to? I said, who do our children have to look up to? Should they look up and listen to a poet they may never ever see again in life? Or parents, when you look at them tonight, should they be able to look in your eyes and depend on you?